Well, thank you for being with me all week long as we've talked about making love the measure of your spiritual maturity and how we could love better. But I couldn't leave this week without talking about how did God demonstrate his love for us. We're trying to learn about how to live like Jesus and love like Jesus and what that actually looks like. But what did God's love look like? You know, Jesus talked about it in John 3:16. We all know that verse, that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whomsoever shall believe in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. He laid down his life for us. That is the level at which he wants us to love others. It says, as I have loved you, so love others too, you know? And do you love like that? And I know we have all sorts of reasons why love is hard. But they're all our problem, our reasons, not God's. And so when we think about that, whether it's our pride, you know, I can't love that person because they've hurt me. I can't love that person because they disagree. Do you understand that that comes from our prideful self? That we are trying to determine who is worthy of love. But Christ tells us if we want to be his disciple, and this is what our whole lesson, this whole book is about, is becoming emotionally healthy disciples. If we want to be his disciple, one, we will be known by our love. We talked about that earlier this week. Two, guess what, folks? We have to deny ourselves. What does that mean? It means we deny our own pride. We deny our own prejudice. We deny our own hangups. It says we pick up our cross and we follow him. If you think about that literally, imagine there's a terrible side of town that you try to avoid because you like to be comfortable in your nice area, in our nice homes. And I know when we went looking for homes, specifically for me, we looked for a nice quiet area that seemed safe with the nice schools around us, not much traffic. You know, we want to be naturally safe, but what if we were actually following Jesus? Did Jesus always stay where it was safe and quiet? And if he said, I want you to deny yourself and follow me, we have to ask ourselves, where would Jesus go? Where would he take us? Jesus went where others wouldn't. He went and healed them where they were. Just like our mission statement says, meeting people where they are. Now, again, we can argue that that might be spiritually, that might be emotionally. When they come to the church, we'll meet them wherever they are in their walk with Jesus. But I think at the same token, it's a both and scenario. We need to be willing to literally meet people where they are and love them to where Christ wants them to be. Because guess what? God met you where you were at one point. You might have walked into a church and had a revelation of God there, but I guarantee God was with you before you ever even got here. He guided you here. There are no accidents. He met you where you were, and now he's loving you to where Christ wants you to be as well. And so do we. Yosemite Church, I love you and I thank you for your attention and just allowing me to be with you this week. I will see you soon. God bless you all.